Today on Forbes, the top 10 richest people in the world, November 2025. 6 of the 10 richest people on the planet saw their rankings rise or fall on the Forbes billionaires list in a wild October for the world's wealthiest. As a group, they're worth $2.4 trillion combined, up $100 billion since October 1st. Our top 10 richest people in the world list is as of November 1st, 2025, at 12 a.m. Eastern Time. As a reminder, stock prices fluctuate routinely, so the net worths on our list may change on a daily basis. Forbes tracks the daily changes on our real-time list of billionaires. Forbes has been keeping track of the world's billionaires since 1987. In April 2025, we found 3,028 of them for our annual list. Elon Musk briefly became the first person ever worth $500 billion, twice in October. But he ended the month a little poorer than that, with an estimated fortune of $497 billion, up $6 billion from October 1st. Still, the world's richest person managed to grow his lead over runner-up Larry Ellison by $28 billion over the past 31 days, to $177 billion. While shares of Musk's Tesla climbed by 3% in October, shares of Ellison's Oracle sank by 7%, shaving $22 billion off the fortune of the software giant's co-founder, who is now worth an estimated $320 billion. In mid-September, Ellison was briefly the second ever person worth $400 billion and was within $40 billion of Musk, thanks to Oracle's rosy revenue projections for its cloud infrastructure business, mostly to power AI, that pushed shares up 36% in a single day. Since then, Oracle's shares have slid by 21%, as some analysts have raised questions about the profit margins on those cloud infrastructure sales and their dependence upon a partnership with OpenAI. Ellison didn't have the worst October, though. The month's biggest loser was Mark Zuckerberg, whose fortune fell by an estimated $29 billion to $223 billion, as his social media giant Meta missed analysts' earnings expectations for the third quarter, and the company's shares slumped by 12%. That was enough to knock Zuckerberg down from number 3 in the world to number 5 on Forbes' ranking. And it was enough for Amazon's Jeff Bezos to overtake Zuckerberg at the end of the month for the first time since April. Shares of Bezos' online retailer climbed by 11% in October, as Amazon beat analysts' earnings targets for Q3, boosting Bezos' net worth by $22 billion to $254 billion, and boosting his ranking from number 4 to number 3. The biggest gainers of October, when the S&P 500 rose by 2%, were Google co-founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin, whose fortunes soared by $30 billion and $28 billion to $232 billion and $215 billion, respectively. Shares of Google's parent company, Alphabet, rose by 16% over the past month, as the online search giant reported better-than-expected earnings for the third quarter, propelling Page from number 5 to number 4 on Forbes' ranking. Brin, meanwhile, stayed put in the number 6 spot, making him one of only 4 members of this month's top 10 whose ranking did not change. After briefly becoming the 10th richest person in the world for the first time in mid-December, Michael Dell once again cracked the top 10, as shares of Dell Technologies and Broadcom jumped by 14% and 12% in October, respectively. That boosted Dell's personal fortune by $14 billion to an estimated $155 billion, and is ranking from number 11 to number 10. Dell, who Forbes estimates has owned Broadcom stock since the semiconductor firm's 2023 acquisition of Dell Technologies spin-off VMware, swapped spots with Warren Buffett, whose fortune fell by $7 billion to an estimated $143 billion. Buffett ended the month outside the top 10 for the first time in years. Not mentioned so far are number 7 luxury goods tycoon Bernard Arnault, whose fortune grew $23 billion from last month, leaving the chairman and CEO of LVMH with a net worth of $183 billion. Number 8, NVIDIA co-founder and CEO Jensen Huang, whose fortune rose $14 billion since last month, leaving him with a net worth of $176 billion. And number 9, Steve Ballmer, former CEO of Microsoft and the owner of the LA Clippers, with an unchanged net worth of $156 billion. All of the top 10 richest people in the world are men. Each of them is worth $155 billion or more, up from the $150 billion last month. For full coverage and to see the whole list, check out the Forbes Wealth Team's piece on Forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.